Guys, TediusX has uploaded a video that is getting a ton of traction. I am so happy for him, by the way. I'm so happy for Tedius. Always love to see everybody get successful over on here on this platform because it's a difficult thing we do, guys. Very difficult to slip into the little giant oversaturated population of Fortnite content. But anyways, that's besides the point. Today, we're going to be reacting to Tedius's video. Fortnite Season 4 is awesome until this happens. I have not seen the video. It's funny because I was talking to TediusX about actually reacting to his content, and usually I'm up to date on this, and I was like, oh my god, okay, this video does have a ton of views. So we're getting an authentic reaction over here. I haven't seen the video yet. I suggest you guys go check out Tedius's channel, guys. We're going to watch that in just a second. Before we do, though, I do want to say hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's react to TediusX. Fortnite Season 4 is awesome until this happens.
Fortnite Season 4 Absolute Doom has been out for just over a day now, and people are already saying it's the best season of the chapter and one of the best seasons in all of Fortnite. And
it's incredible to me that people, by the way, are already saying that it's one of the best seasons of all time because, again, like, it's so new. It's so, like, just give it a couple weeks before it becomes either the nerfs things, and that's what I imagine the video is about, or people get bored of the War Machine items.
From the rounds that I've played, I would have to agree, it's really fun. But there's a certain group of people, a certain community within Fortnite that could possibly ruin this all. The sweats.
Oh boy, the sweats. You know, I understand where everybody's coming from on both sides of this situation, so let's listen to Tedius and I'll reply to it.
I want you to think back to the start of Chapter 5 Season 3. When it released, everyone was saying, oh my god, the car meta is so much fun, it's so chaotic, I love it. It's such a good break from the boring end of Season 2. Fast forward to the end of the season, the sweats had complained and everything had been nerfed into the ground, and everyone was saying, oh, this is one of the worst seasons we've ever had. I'm so excited for the Marvel season, it's going to save everything. And then
this is exactly what did end up taking place, and I have always been a part of the team where it's like, okay, the competitive players and the sweaty players have an understandable reason to complain because they shouldn't be forced to play with all of these broken items in competitive. But the problem comes, and I just straight up say that, like, these guys, I don't know, they're just flat out wrong, okay? When the people start saying that these things should be taken out of pubs, and if anybody else makes that argument, I disagree with it because you do have competitive to play. But if it's all being forced to play in everyone's being forced to play with all of these, then I understand why people are complaining about it. But on the other side of the coin, we do have Fortnite Reload.
And the cycle begins again. Now, before you go and comment, yeah, I agree, why doesn't Epic just split the loot pools? You might think you're a genius that can solve everything, but there are reasons Epic might not want to do that.
All right, Tedius, hit me. Tell me why I'm wrong. I'm just kidding.
First of which being that having the items in Battle Royale that are also in competitive, it might make competitive more appealing and more watchable for anyone from any area of Fortnite's community.
Do you think that is, though? I don't know if that's actually the case. I'm not sure. I'd love to know what you guys think about that down below.
Reason could be that if they remove those items from competitive, they're kind of defeating the whole purpose of the season, and I can understand why developers wouldn't want to get rid of something that they've worked on to be the central focus of an entire 2 months.
I don't see an issue with that, to be honest, though, because the competitive players do like to use what they want. They want their bland loot pool with very few things added. At least that's my understanding about it, to be honest with you. Like, they always talk about how they don't want this, they don't want that, and when I play competitive, I don't necessarily need to see new items. I'm good with the bland loot pool, but I do understand where Tedius is coming from as well.
But the big reason here that specifically references to our Marvel season is really interesting, because the Marvel season in particular not only makes Fortnite more popular because it's associated with a popular brand, but it's also counted as a Marvel advertisement. There are certain items and certain contracts that have to be kept in the game for the certain length of a season. That being said, things like the War Machine's Armory and the Doom Gauntlets, because they are associated with Marvel IP, it's not as easy for Fortnite to just remove them from certain modes by themselves.
You think that it would be that simple, though, eh? But then again, I could see someone like Disney not even really understanding the idea of competitive Fortnite.
Especially considering Disney now holds stakes in the Epic Games company itself. So that's one idea. But let's say that's not true. Let's say Epic do end up splitting loot pools and removing items from competitive. What would be the first to go? Well, I think these clips explain.
All of them. Get rid of them. Just let them have their boring loop. And I keep saying boring, and I don't mean boring as in like an insulting way of playing. It's just like, it is boring compared to everything. Oh boy.
Yeah, so the dual SMGs are just a little bit overpowered. I got this James Bond clip on a train, paired with the jetpack, it is so OP. And it's just the fire rate is just, it's unbeatable, really.
Yeah, I mean, you can deal with it, but it is, again, I don't think it should be uncompetitive.
Although there definitely are counters, which I'll talk about a bit later. But next to the SMGs, I'd say the War Machine's armory will be the next thing getting vaulted, or at least heavily nerfed. This thing is just, well, it's how I got my first win. You just kind of spam it. I think maybe.
But this is the thing, like, this is one of the most fun things that's been added to the season. I wholeheartedly believe if they nerf it enough, like, you know what, nerf it a tiny bit, I don't think that's okay, but if they nerf it enough to the point where they did the cars, then this season will officially feel kind of bland for me, because this is the best part about it, the jetpack and the War Machine. It really, really is a blast to play with. And I've known so many people, I've talked to so many people, I understand you watching this video may not like it, and you may be a pubs player, but it seems like the majority of the casual community does enjoy this item.
Maybe they'll make it a smaller magazine and also decrease the time you can fly for, but that's just my predictions. So, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the video so far, and also so you can come back and see what actually happened. Now,
and I suggest that you subscribe to Tedius as well. Tedius is a fantastic channel.
Personally, I don't think they should really be nerfing or removing anything, other than the pistols. They are definitely OP. But I saw a video on Twitter today, I'll see if I can actually get it up, where two people were fighting each other with the Marvel Mythics, with, I think, the War Machine's armory, and there was something else too. But the general idea is these mythics are actually pretty common. Or not mythics, sorry, but like the Cap Shield and the War Machine's armory, you can get multiple of them. So,
but I think the best part about that is, don't get me wrong, I love the idea that some of them are really easy to find and some of them is only one on the map, like the Doom's Gauntlets. I love that there's only one of them on the map. Makes you feel special, makes you feel powerful, but how much fun is it when you have two guys with a Captain America shield in the end game, and then you're all just fighting with that, or even just a squad? How many times, I'll bring you back to lightsabers, how cool was it when you fought a lightsaber battle with somebody? Like, that's the fun of the season. And if Epic Games were to take that away and we were to just have regular gunplay, then everybody would be online talking about how this game doesn't feel the same anymore. The magic of Fortnite is gone!
So if two people have them, it doesn't make a fight really one-sided, but instead, it can actually make it really entertaining and feel like really high stakes, which for a community who complain about the game being boring so much, you would think that would be a good thing. And look, for some of us it is. I've personally found this season really challenging to win, but also really fun. The game where I used the armory to win that I showed earlier is my only win of the season so far, but I'm not actually sick of the game or like tired and don't want to keep playing, because the fights I'm getting into are genuinely really interesting.
Yep, they're new, they're unique, they're almost like never before.
I can argue that the boss mythics we have in this chapter's version of a Marvel season are way weaker than the ones we've previously had. Like, Doom's Gauntlets are definitely less overpowered, although I know this is the Doom bot, this isn't actually Doom because he's off making some armor or something like that. But even like the Mysterio mythic with the invisibility, that's not really that OP. And Emma Frost's one is basically just a recon scanner. Like, they're not crazy items.
Like, they could have done better, and they definitely nerfed them from what they were, like Tedius said in Chapter 2, Season 4.
I think Epic are saving a ton of the Marvel Mythics for the return of the Marvel Knockout mode, because if you look in the game files, all of the items like the Wolverine claws, the Black Panther claws, or whatever his mythic was, right, they're all in the files.
And I cannot wait for that.
Say later throughout this season, Epic will bring back this mode to reintroduce all of these mythics, but not into the main Battle Royale, because yeah, I think that would be too hectic. But
Tedius, I do disagree with you there. I think that this is exactly what pubs is for. Unvault all the Marvel Mythics. Chapter 2 Season 4 was rated one of the greatest seasons in Fortnite history. That is objective fact. Why not do what they did the first time? Bring them all back. Bring them all back. Or let either that or the season feels a little bit underwhelming by the end of it.
That's not to worry, because we do have new mythics coming to Battle Royale. We've got the actual Dr. Doom's mythic, where it's like a unibeam made of this Doom sort of green energy. Then we've also got the Iron Man tech drops, which will give players this mythic, which we see Gwenpool using in the trailer for the season. And then we also have Shuri's mythic claws.
But those don't seem like nearly enough to what we had back in the original Marvel season. Unless Epic Games is trying to find some common ground, I personally don't think it's enough. Yeah, everybody's having a lot of fun with the War Machine right now, but talk to me in a few months when everybody's like, oh my god, all I'm doing is fighting with this weapon and it just feels the same and I don't like it anymore.
There's still tons of items to come throughout this season, so hopefully people won't get bored of it. I really don't think I will. I didn't even get bored last season. But there is one complaint that I have. I know I've been saying a lot about the ungrateful community, but there is one thing that I think Epic could do really easily that would change a ton of things. You've got great content laid out for all of your seasons, just spread it out. Have the first update give us the Shuri claws. Have the second update give us the Iron Man tech drops. Have the third update be, well, Fortnitemares for this season specifically. And then
I mean, Fortnitemares, I lost complete hope in that, but I do agree with what Tedious is saying here. I think that the content spread out is always the best path when it comes to making a new season.
The last one, give us the Doom Unibeam. Like, you don't have to do it all in one update, but I have a feeling they will, because Fortnite have this whole thing of making some really hype updates, like 1 or 2 really hype updates in a season, and then the other 1 or 2 are just really, really dry, and it's getting a bit old. So Epic, now's your chance to change. I think if you did, it would sort of stop this whole trend of people saying, oh, there's a drought in every season, you know, I'm bored, I want the next season. Or maybe not stop it, but it would definitely calm it down. As I've said in this video, and also many others, I have loved most of, if not every single Chapter 5 season, because I just haven't played it my entire life. Like, I've maybe hopped on once or twice a week and found it really fun, because I don't get burnt out from playing every single day.
And that's something that's incredibly important for so many people to understand is, and like Jojo Josiah says, like I've been repeating in many videos recently, people treat Fortnite like it's their religion, and that's just insane to me. Yeah, you play for 4 hours a day for a week straight. Of course you're going to get burnt out. Of course you're going to not like the season anymore. Like, it's just common sense. Do what Tedious does. Play just a couple times a week. Like, I used to play this game every single day. Of course, like, my life got a little bit more busy, so I'm playing 2-3 times a week now, and I love it. Every single time that we end up coming back to the game, it is just as fun. I don't get burnt out.
I understand certain content creators like CypherPK and that they have to play, but even they seem to be enjoying it more than these guys on Twitter who don't make money off Fortnite and don't have a reason to complain if it's not good.
To be fair though, if I was making the money that CypherPK was, I could play the most tedious game. I could play the most horrible game that I could possibly think of, something that would just literally suck the life out of me, and I would find enjoyment from it.
It's literally like saying, okay, let's say you hate ice skating, right? You hate ice skating, you're awful at it, you've never been good at it, but every day for a year you've kept going ice skating, and every time you go ice skating, you come home to your family and go, oh, I hated ice skating, that was the worst experience, I don't know why I do this every day, I hate this. Why can't they make ice skating more fun? Now, you know what you can do? You can just fucking stop ice skating.
I love it. I love it. It's just drops the F-bomb out of all the times Tedious like, okay, guys, I'm sorry, I typically don't find swearing funny. I think it's like excessive swearing is a little bit cringy, but just like one well-timed F-bomb from Tedious here, I loved it, man. But I probably just interrupted the flow of the video. Sorry, I just didn't expect to hear that.
Awful analogy, but I hope you get my point.
No, that was a great analogy. Yeah, I hate Fortnite. Hey, anybody want to play Fortnite with me? Like, it doesn't make sense. If you hate this game, don't play it. It doesn't make any sense. If you hate ketchup, don't eat ketchup. Like, I don't get it.
It doesn't really have anything to do with ice skating, but just like take the skating shoes off, put them to the side, put the controller down or the keyboard on the mouse or whatever. Take a step outside and just resist every single urge that pops up to go on Twitter and complain about the season. Because really, if you do that, you're ruining it for everybody else.
Tedious, absolutely goated ending to the video there. I really enjoyed that, man. Guys, if you haven't checked out Tedious's content, I need you to go check it out because he makes some fantastic videos and he's really, really an awesome guy. Tedious, thank you very, very much for letting me react to the video. But guys, the Tedious content does not have to stop there because we have an entire interview with Tedious, getting to know him. I suggest you check it out right here, guys. We had a fantastic conversation. I will see you over there or in the next video, everybody. Take care.